Hey everyone, Andrew Gray here. Just thought I'd do a little video to explain the situation of the channel, where we are with it, what's going on. Hopefully you can hear me over these sounds because I've not really adjusted the volume accordingly. Anyway, you'll have noticed I'm not putting out a whole lot of content lately, and what I am putting out is the Papers, Please, which is, let's face it, really low effort. They've all been recorded in advance, and the reason for that, as I've probably mentioned before, is that I've got a new arrival. I've got a 10-week-old daughter now who is taking up the majority of my time. Let's jump to this other system. What you're seeing me play at the moment is Elite Dangerous, and I'm just doing a bit of exploration. I'm not in the best ship for that. I mean, I've only just started really, so I think I'm in is it an adder? Let's have a look over here. Oh no, it's all unavailable. I'll tell you in a minute when we come out. Yeah, I'm in an adder at the moment, and we're just exploring around a little bit. Let's reduce that and we'll do a quick system scan. Yeah, just exploring around, not in the best ship for it at all, but you know what, I'm enjoying myself in the little bit of time that I have for myself. This fills the gap quite nicely. So what's going on? As I say, I've not got a lot of time to play, so hence why the content is right down to the Papers, Please. What I really want to start doing a little bit further down the line, when we've got sleep patterns established and all of that great stuff, is I want to maybe do a little bit of what I'm doing now, a bit of a ramble, maybe a little bit of gameplay, get back into Heroes of the Storm as well. You'll be happy to hear. I have been following what's happened, and I must admit I've played about 3 or 4 games of the new season at the moment. Placement wise, Hero League, I didn't do last Hero League because of I just didn't have the time as well. So I'm doing this one, and the changes to the MMR system have, as you all know, messed everything up quite a lot. They say they fixed it now, but the latest on the subreddits and everything say that they have not fixed it. It's still a mess. Certainly I was placed, I think it was mid-gold the last time I was on Hero League, and I'm finding myself at low-level silvers at the moment. I did complete my 10 placement matches previously, before they did the whole wipe, and it placed me low silver, going from mid-gold, and I don't think it's reset it when they've done the fix. I think it just carries on from where you were by the looks of it. A lot of people up in arms about it. You know what, if that's where you're placed, that's where you're placed, and you just have to crawl your way back up again, I suppose. That's how it goes. But you know, it's not ideal. It does make me wonder whether I should carry on playing Hero League or just skip in there and do a bit of what do you call it, a bit of quick match, which, to be honest, do I want to waste 20 minutes of my life doing Hero League with all its saltiness, with all the flames and everything, when I can enjoy myself in quick match? A similar sort of thing. Probably not. I'll probably stick with quick match until it's definitely fixed. So yeah, that's HOTS, I suppose. What more can I say? I'm out of touch. I haven't got the latest heroes. I haven't got I think the last 4 or 5, is it now, I've not bothered looking at yet, which is a little disappointing, but there we go. Again, time constraints. But yeah, I love having my daughter. It's amazing, to be honest. Hard work, and thankfully my partner, she does an amazing job, especially when I'm doing my, you know, full-time job that I've got. I have a full-time job, I do this on the side sort of thing, this is my hobby, and then obviously I've got my daughter as well, so I have to go out, do my work, my full-time job, come back home, look after the kid for a little bit while, you know, my partner does all the things that she missed out on. Then obviously it's things like cooking and sorting everything out in the evening, and then before you know it, it's time for bed because I have to get up early the next day to do my work. So it's a vicious cycle of no time, basically. No free time at all. And don't get me wrong, I might sound like I'm moaning a little bit here, but it's still one of the best things that's ever happened, becoming a parent, without a shadow of a doubt. So here we are. That's what's going on at the moment. It's just a case of me trying to find the time to do content, and to do content which I think people might like. I realise that in Elite, just going around exploring, this isn't particularly thrilling. All I'm doing is going around scanning planets to explore. The plan on this, well, I'll get into the plan on this a bit later because I think we're going to have time to touch on it. I plan on making this about a 20-minute video, so about, what, quarter of the way through. Let's slow down a little bit. What was I saying? So yeah, that's the situation with games at the moment. So Heroes of the Storm, played a little bit of, not a lot. I tend to be hopping in and out of Elite more often at the moment, just because it's a game where if you're in solo mode you can pause, if you're in open play you can just essentially log off almost, and it doesn't really affect anything. While if I'm in the middle of a game of Heroes, then that's something very difficult to do. And I need that flexibility at the moment. I can't just say, yes, I'm definitely going to sit down and play for half an hour or for an hour without any interruptions. That's just something that's not possible at the moment. Excuse me while I burp. Been eating too many sweets. You know those raspberry and blackberry jelly sweets you can get covered in those like round sugar balls? I absolutely adore them. They're amazing. And I bought 500 grams of them off Amazon, and yeah, they're pretty much gone, so I've been stuffing my face on sweets today, and I've got a beer as well by the side of me, so that helps things too. What else has been happening besides that? Not a lot. Parenthood kind of just takes over your life, if I'm honest. It's just there, and it's always what happened that I completely forgot to slow down, or I was too close to something. I was distracted. That's what happened there. I was distracted. There we go. We'll just scan this place. Yeah, going out as well. Social life. That's not really happening a whole lot at the moment. Similar reason to why no videos are being made, because you don't have any spare time. That's what it boils down to. But hey, I don't know you guys, so you're probably not overly concerned whether I have spare time or not, except for make content. So yeah, again, apologies for the lack of gaming videos, apologies for the lack of content, and the fact that the Papers, Please stuff is, I wouldn't say it was rushed. I got it all recorded well before my little daughter was born, and that's going to continue for a little while. I think it's up until the end of February I've got that running till, because it's all pre-recorded and it's all up there, all queued and ready. What else is going on at the moment? Heroes we've covered. Obviously in the gaming news we've had all the controversy over the loot boxes in Battlefront 2 by EA. They had to withdraw, well they withdrew it temporarily, all the loot crates, loot boxes, and I'm thinking about putting it back in, maybe with a cosmetic twist to it is the thinking. Personally, I just think that they're going to wait until the whole controversy dies down. Hopefully, I say that, they've just released a whole lot of games with loads of loot boxes in them. So what I think is going to happen is they'll pull back on the loot boxes a bit, maybe up until 12 months, maybe 6 months, somewhere around that region. They'll leave it a fair while if they've got any sense. But then they'll slowly start to introduce it again once it's all died down a bit. And before you know it, I reckon in about this time next year, maybe 18 months time, we'll see loot boxes back in there exactly how they are now. They're not gonna, they know they can make money off them, and yes, while there is outrage from the community at the moment, they're gonna try and sneak them back in, you can guarantee it. And it's only if we, that's the collective we, gamers I suppose, stop having short memories and really make a stand against this practice, that they're going to sit up and pay attention, and maybe they'll think again. I mean, from my point of view, the loot box system, all that thing stems from obviously your mobile gaming, mobile phone gaming and so on. I mean, things were probably around before then, but that's where it became popular and they realised they could make a load of money out of it. I think that there is a place for loot boxes. I don't think that place is by preying on the vulnerable, on the people who are susceptible to gambling addictions. I don't believe it's right to target children or games that the young will be drawn to and purchase, very much like Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars everybody's going to get, but mobile gaming more is targeted towards youngsters, and obviously they mither their parents and bother their parents to be able to get the in-game currency in order to buy these boxes or these packages or whatever it may be. And I think that's wrong. I think there does need to be some regulation into that, and I think it needs to be a regulatory body rather than self-regulated within the industry, because if you self-regulate within the industry, then there's always going to be a grey area. There's always going to be what best suits the industry rather than what best suits society, and I don't think that should be the case. I think it should all be with the consumer in mind and protections in place to prevent any sort of, I don't know what we call it, exploitation. That's just what I think. As I say, I think they'll make a comeback before much longer. We have short memories. There'll be another gaming controversy, or there'll be another issue that comes up and everybody will get up in arms over in that and completely forget about the loot box situation, and then they'll just come back in again. Well, they'll get taken advantage of, and it'll go in a cycle, as these things tend to. That's my take on it. Scan this world. What else has been going on in the general news? That's pretty much been the overarching story recently, the whole issue of loot boxes in games. And just touching on it once again, there's been that differentiation between, oh, it's cosmetic, and oh, it's game breaking. Now, I can see the difference in there. I'm more than willing to put up with cosmetic loot boxes than I am with game breaking and game altering loot boxes personally. However, it's still that gambling addiction, that gambling psychology that takes a point in that. Even with the skins, oh, I'm going to get this, oh, I'm going to get this skin, and I need it, etc, etc. Now, I think that is maybe less of an impact when you can buy those items without needing to go through a random loot box drop, so a random number generator, or RNG. I think if you can buy them outright with that being involved, that does mitigate maybe some of the effect. However, that's unexplored, but it doesn't matter, we're going this way because it's closer to us, even though it'll probably be further away in a moment. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, if you were able to buy the items rather than just doing it through a loot box and a random number generator to determine what you want, and then you have to plough more money into it. Yeah. I think, I suppose for me, what I'm getting at is I'm far more lenient towards cosmetics and cosmetic items, especially where you can buy them separately rather than having to go through the random generator. Regardless of whether you can buy game breaking or game improvements or not, I don't think they have any place in loot boxes, and I don't think being able to buy improvements to games is necessarily a good thing, especially in PC games where you've had to buy the game outright. If you're paying full AAA price for a game, you do not want loot boxes in there with additional game enhancements, game breaking additions in it. I think that's where I stand on the subject. I'm okay for cosmetics that don't alter the game, and if you can buy those particular items outside of the RNG system, then that's even better, because then you remove that RNG temptation. If you want something, you can just buy it rather than wasting all your money on the loot boxes. I think I'm going to leave it there for that topic. I think I'm going to leave it there for all news topics at the moment, to be honest, because I'm not used to doing this content at the moment, and my throat is beginning to tighten and get a little sore because I've been non-stop chatting. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, as you can see, and I am finding exploring to be my greatest interest at the moment. I did do a few, I suppose, courier missions to start off with to get the money together to buy this ship, and then I am planning to do a lot of exploring, and I also want to do some passenger ferrying, because that's what I have in mind as my end game sort of thing, a mix between exploring and passenger ferrying. The story at the moment is obviously the space stations are being attacked by the Thargoids? I can't remember what they are called. So that's a really interesting storyline at the moment. I've not been there myself, but we're seeing the images, the stories of people ferrying refugees stuck on these stations to the rescue ships. That's a pretty good storyline in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see what Frontier do with that story, and whether it's just going to be a lot of rinse and repeat. Oh, another station's been struck, quickly we need to evacuate them. Oh, another station's been struck, quickly let's go evacuate them. Oh, now let's repair them, and let's repair, and it cycles through different stations and so on. I'd rather it not do that, but we'll see where the story goes. After all, it is their game and they can do what they want with it. I've not... I know with the ships you can not customize them, that's not the right word. You can... I've forgotten the word. Optimize them for explorations. You get those extra light years on your jumps and extra fuel usage, and I've not done that. I quite like the idea of just taking out a ship that I've built. I've got some custom stuff in there. I've got a nice little fuel scoop in there, and just take it away and see. Let's do a bit of a scan, because we're just slowing down for something there, and just see what's out there. I mean, I'm only about, is it about 500, 600 light years away from my starting system? Not far at all. I'm planning on this initial run to go up to about 1,000 light years, so I've got another 40 jumps to make. Then make my way back. Again, on the way back, scan everything that I can, see what sort of money I've got for the exploration with the cartographers, and then hopefully buy myself an exploration vessel of some description. I think is it the Asp? I don't know. Like I say, I've not been playing this game. Well, I've not been playing this game seriously for long. I've played it. I've dipped my toe into it once or twice. Figured out that I couldn't do combat, and then went away. Came back to it again. Did a few courier missions and got bored of that. But now the exploration stuff, that is interesting me now, and I'm enjoying it. I'll be honest, I usually put on a podcast or something while I'm playing it, so there's something to keep me amused as well, because flying around just doing this, pointing your ship at things, waiting for it to scan, move on to the next system. I've not found a system which has been unexplored yet, but then I am fairly close to the bubble. Let's have a quick look at the system map. So yeah, this has all been explored by the same guy, so I won't get any firsts for this, but I'll still get some money, which is all that you need really. And once I get a better ship which can go jump further distance, then that's when I'll start looking for these unexplored systems, get my name out on there first, and just generally, you know, plaster my name over the galaxy, hopefully. Anyway guys, thanks very much for listening. That's the state at the moment. Apologies for the updates, but life comes first, as it always will do. If this was my full-time job, obviously I'll be doing it a lot more, but it is not. It's just something I do on the side as a little bit of hobby. One thing I will touch on, I know we're at the 20-minute mark, but I will leave it on there. There is a small chance I might be getting a nice little camera drone sometime in the new year, and if I do, then I will post some content of that flying around as well, and places where I go, places where I visit, have a look at some nice scenic videos. Let me know what you think about me doing that, and let me know any suggestions you have for which drone to get. I've got my own theories. I'm leaning towards the DJI Mavic Pro, maybe with a Fly More bundle. I am trying to slow down, but we're gonna... Wow. I don't know why that did not slow down in time. Oh well, doesn't really matter, does it? So that's the plan. Let me know what you guys think of that. Any suggestion would be good. Let me know what you guys want to see, because now my time is a bit more limited. I want to put out content which people are interested in, particularly, so please leave it in the comments. Please like if you like the video, please dislike if you didn't like it. Either case, and I can't stress this enough, I know people like and dislike my videos before, but if you leave a comment as well and tell me why, that really helps me, because then I know what exactly about the video you didn't like, what you did like, and whether I can just tweak the content a little bit, or whether it's something that you guys just don't want to see at all, and so I can stop doing it. Guys, we're over the 20-minute mark. Thank you all very much for watching. There's all those buttons, there's all those, you know, subscribe, hit the bell, blah 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 blah, whatever. Hopefully that's gone some way to explain what's going on. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.